Hey, you mentioned enchiladas. Has anyone ever had enchiladas montadas?
Enchiladas montadas.
Yes.
I've never heard of that.
No, enchiladas. It's enchiladas with a over easy egg on top of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never heard of that. Where
Yeah.
region is that from?
From El Paso.
Oh, from El Paso? It says it's a New Mexico dish.
The region of El Paso.
It says it's a New Mexico.
They do.
Hey, Courtney.
It's not the same.
You should try. Well, yeah.
Go choose.
But guisado
Choose is
taco.
okay.
So is that with carne guisada? Because I'm not a fan of carne guisada.
Yeah, I think so.
That's also a sin here in San Antonio.
Well, I don't like bean and cheese. That's even
You
more.
hear him?
Yeah. I don't like bean and cheese. I don't get the...
Three, two, one.
Good Monday morning. Welcome to KSAT News Now.
Good morning. It is August
Yes.
22nd.
Yeah, thank you very much for starting your work week with us, and welcome back to Alicia. Yeah,
Thank you.
Glad to have you back in
been
the
a
newsroom.
week.
It has been, yeah.
long week, yeah.
Yeah,
Happy to be
absolutely.
back.
Yeah, and so of course we are streaming on all of our digital platforms, KSAT.com, KSAT Plus, and also don't forget to hit us with that like, rate, and subscribe to the daily podcast.
That's
KSAT
right.
News Now. Good
That's
times. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So we have a lot of news to get to today. Some lighthearted and then more serious. This morning, a massive lawsuit for families in Uvalde. We'll explain why this filing could be the first of its kind.
And a former Spurs player, yes, the very well-known Dennis Rodman, says that he's headed to Russia. So his reason for this trip and why the White House is absolutely weighing in on this.
Yeah, and then Microsoft making moves, how the mega tech corporation could bring more money and jobs to San Antonio. But first,
yeah, we start with a very high-profile trial taking place here at home. Jury selection started this morning in the public corruption trial of indicted ex-constable Michelle Barrientes Vela.
the former Bexar County Precinct 2 constable faces 2 felony counts of tampering with evidence. The charges were included in a January 2020 indictment of her and her former captain, that's Mark D. Garcia.
And this came after the FBI and Texas Rangers raided her constable precinct offices. And you may remember this happened all the way back in September of 2019. Now, interestingly enough here, Barrientes has been posting videos on TikTok claiming that her civil rights were taken away, and she's also encouraging people to attend her trial again this week on her behalf.
And opening arguments could start as early as tomorrow. The trial will be streamed on ksat.com during the entire duration of it. So those preparations are underway here for us.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years here, but kind of getting around to some of these criminal charges there. So there's a lot. That went on with Michelle Barrientes Vela. Obviously, these charges were when she was still in office. She ran for Barrera County Sheriff. That did not work out for her. So we have a full timeline on ksat.com right now of all the events leading up to this.
Absolutely. And now we move to Uvalde, where some of the families affected by the Robb Elementary School mass shooting are now part of a major lawsuit.
That would be $27 billion. So this lawsuit is in the process of being filed on behalf of the victims and their families.
The lawsuit is going after several law enforcement agencies, as well as the manufacturer of the gun that was used in this massacre and the shop where the gunman bought the weapon.
That's right. So the attorney on this case says that the class action lawsuit is the first of its kind because it's a civil rights lawsuit under the U.S. Constitution.
The lawsuit is still being drafted, but lawyers, say it will be filed soon. That's around September, when the Department of Defense is done with their investigation into the shooting.
And I was just thinking about this the other day. I mean, obviously we kind of knew that this was going to happen. There's been previous lawsuits, I think, going back to obviously Sandy Hook, Parkland, things of that nature were not as big as this one. Now, in this case, the firm here that's set to file this lawsuit said that they are going after every department that was involved in this. But I just feel like it's a sense of, like, it's a little bit overwhelming for these families to continue to just kind of go through this process. And again, this is something that you kind of felt was going to happen no matter what, but school's about to start there again. And
for some it has.
Yeah, and for all these families still kind of going through all this.
Absolutely. And then another thing that we talk about is all the money that was raised for these families. That itself is still a long process. They have a long way to go to actually receive those funds from the money that was raised for in light of the shooting. But some good news coming out of Uvalde is that the Healing Uvalde 21 mural project, that has wrapped up over the weekend. So 21 beautiful murals across the city of Uvalde, now ready for all the families to go pay tribute and visitors. So that's a beautiful project that has concluded.
Absolutely. Yeah, and a lot of local artists took part in this project as well to really kind of show these victims' personalities and their own sort of identity. So it was great to see that being done over the weekend.
And Lee Waldman, our reporter from KSAT, she'll be there today, so keep updated with that. But now to some international news. A former NBA star acting as an informal U.S. diplomat to North Korea and now Russia, Dennis Rodman. He says he plans to visit Russia in support of Brittney Griner. Earlier this month, Griner, the WNBA star, was sentenced to 9 years in prison on drug charges.
The visit could come as early as this week, according to Dennis Rodman, after he says that he got permission to travel to Russia. However, the President Biden administration there has discouraged him from going overseas.
And that's because they claim it could complicate things and hinder release efforts. A White House official said, quote, "It's public information that the administration has made a significant offer to the Russians," end quote.
The U.S. offer to Russia involved a swap of Griner and Paul Whelan. This is another imprisoned American right now in Russia for an imprisoned Russian arms dealer, Victor Bout. But if Rodman does go to Russia, this wouldn't be the first informal diplomatic trip with an international leader. So over the past decade, you may remember this, he has formed a relationship with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un for obviously things that were going on in North Korea. And remember, he was very vocal about it. He actually took a few NBA players with him. And I remember they played a game in North Korea as this sign of,
like neutrality, peace.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it was still it was kind of bizarre for him to do that on his own, but he was welcomed into that country.
And now he's wanting to do this on his own. And again, the Biden administration saying, hey, hold on, this is not a good idea whatsoever. But he has said, he has actually called Russian President Vladimir Putin cool, and saying that he has a really good relationship with him and he thinks that things will go well. So will he actually travel over there? Will we be able to know what happens in that meeting? That's still to be determined.
Yeah, Dennis Rodman kind of does things on his own, so I'm sure
That's
that
right,
if
yeah.
he's got an opportunity to go and maybe just get some more, information there on Brittney Griner, try and give a little bit more attention to that, he might do it. But again, kind of flies by the seat of his own pants, I guess.
Yes, he does.
Okay, moving on to some big tech news here. San Antonio, of course, our tech scene continues to grow from jobs, startups, and infrastructure, and we're about to become a serious city for tech hubs.
Yeah, that's the goal there. Microsoft could be coming to town once again and building a huge data center in the city's far west side, and that's according to a recent filing with the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation.
Microsoft has already completed 3 data centers here in San Antonio, including 2 over in the Westover Hills area and another off of State Highway 211 and Potranco Road. But that's not it. Microsoft is currently working on another data center in the Stonegate Hill neighborhood, and that is located off of Wiseman Boulevard.
So this latest filing gives a better idea of what the project is. It's estimated at more than $200 million, and again, we're getting a better idea of what it would look like. It's a construction of 245,000 square feet, and all this could begin as early as October, and I believe the timeline for construction is 2 to 3 years. But I mean, these other ones that we've mentioned, they took some time to fully wrap up construction.
Yeah, absolutely. And we mentioned off the top there with us trying to involve more of these tech companies, kind of bring them into the fold. Of course, the Techport Center, that whole area, Port San Antonio, has done a good job also bringing in a lot of tech companies. So, we're keeping up here. Austin obviously has gone a pretty boom business. Yes.
Competition. That's right.
That's good.
Always like that. Yeah.
Agree.
Hey, Justin. Good morning.
Real quick.
Yeah.
It's Justin's birthday week.
Oh gosh. We're not doing this again, are we?
Maybe this week I won't make RJ sing and I'll sing happy birthday for
It's not.
Yes, no.
My birthday's not until Saturday.
Okay.
Oh, we have a full
No,
week.
that's
then.
what I'm saying.
man.
Let's.
You're not a birthday week or month
No, not
person?
at all. No.
Is it just
That's
like an
what
hour
makes this
that you like
great.
to celebrate?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
Whatever.
He's been getting well wishes all morning.
It's true.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday week, Justin.
Thank you.
Happy birthday week.
Thank you very much. So listen, if it rains tonight or if the commute tomorrow is troublesome because there's some showers coming down, you can blame it on the rain.
Hey.
Which brings me to my trivia question today. This is all I could come up with on short notice.
I know, this is
Who
good.
performed the 1989 song, which was a great one, by the way, Blame It on the Rain? I know RJ knows the
I
answer
do
to
know
this.
the
I'm
answer,
curious if
unfortunately.
Alicia does.
Oh,
Boyz II
give me a
Men,
hint.
Michael Bolton was classic 80s. Milli Vanilli or Michael Jackson?
Blame it on the rain. 1989.
I'll sing blame it on the rain. Something,
That's
something,
it.
something.
That's the hook right there.
I know Kevin Heisen, director Kevin knows what's up. Yeah, he
Kevin,
knows.
could you sing a little bit for us? No, he
He
says
ain't singing.
no.
Whatever you do,
I
don't
don't
put the
know.
blame on you.
Okay. Ooh,
So
okay.
close to the 90s?
Yeah,
I think,
ladies.
Wait.
can I give another tip or no?
Yes.
The group got called out because of lip syncing.
Well, yes, that's kind of. I said performed.
Oh,
I didn't say
okay.
sang because there was some
They were
issues.
called out nationally for lip syncing.
Ooh, well, the only group that I know of here, would it be Boyz II Men?
No, Boyz II Men was great. They sang all their own stuff. It was Milli
That is
Vanilli.
offensive. You're right. I saw a
Vanilli.
documentary that, oh my God.
Milli Vanilli. It hit #1 on the charts back in 1989. It's a good year for music. Anyway,
Great year for music.
that was the only segment I could
Vanilli,
find
yeah, I
with
know.
some rain. Blame it
You
on
know,
the rain.
At least I didn't do the dance.
I was
That
going to
would've
say
been
Dallas. My parents, my whole family lives over there, and it is so bad. I
Yes.
texted my sister-in-law and was like, please make sure that you're not driving home.
And that's really good advice. Dallas is in a really bad situation right now. So a lot of the interstates here are kind of closed in downtown Dallas. The water is overtaking things, and there have been high water rescues, and the rain is still coming down. So we'll zoom in a little bit closer here on Dallas. Look at that. Still heavy rain. In all seriousness, this is a sort of a dire situation here, and they're going to be doing some more high water rescues here over the next couple of hours. There are flash flood warnings here. Some estimates close to 9 to 10 inches of rain have fallen just within the last, say, 12 hours. So Dallas is problematic. There's also a lot of flight delays, so if you're going through Dallas today, beware. Not a good situation. Flood watches extend down I-35 into the hill country. Now, we don't have a lot of rain yet in the hill country, but we may as we get into the evening hours. There will be some heavier downpours, I think, because We've got a slow-moving front coming in. There is a ton of moisture to work with. And as this works into the hill country, you'll see some storms pop up this afternoon. I still think we could even see a few pockets of heavy rain here around San Antonio, but it's something to watch. Here's one of our computer models. This is around 6 o'clock, dinner time. Starting to see some of these storms build south into the hill country and then work their way down towards San Antonio by 8, 9 o'clock. Now look, it's not everyone is going to get rain out of this. It's still kind of that hit or miss stuff that feels like we've been dealing with during the summer. But if you are underneath one of these storms, it is going to produce quite a bit of rain. Rainfall rates will be pretty hefty. And by 1 a.m., we've still got some storms around. And then the question becomes, will we still see some rain for the morning commute? I think it's possible. 7 a.m. still showing some showers and storms. And tomorrow, another decent chance of rain with this front pulling up stationary around the area. So we have the trigger mechanism. It's just going to be a matter of where some of this heavy rain sets up. And the rainfall potential, we're thinking a half an inch up to maybe an inch and a half here around San Antonio. You'll find some higher numbers up across parts of the hill country. And then, of course, northeast Texas is going to be inundated with some pretty heavy rain. That's where a lot of the problems will be when it comes to flooding. The KSAT 12-hour forecast, just a small chance of rain through the afternoon. But as we get towards the evening hours, we bump it up to a 40% chance. And by the way, before this front gets here, it's going to be hot. 96 degrees, the forecast high. And then pretty good rain chances going into tonight with some rumbles of thunder. And we can't rule out a couple strong storms, too. I don't think severe weather is going to be a huge, huge issue, but there could be some lightning, some thunder, some gusty winds. And so here is the extended forecast, 50% chance of rain coming up next couple days, and then a 40% chance Thursday, 30% chance Friday. Notice temperatures fall down into the 80s. So good looking forecast when it comes to rain. We want that. We just don't want the flooding. We walk a fine line here, and hopefully it works out that way.
Do we know, like in Dallas's case, how much rain or why the flooding? Because I was born and raised there, and I don't really remember flooding being an issue.
So there's a couple of things at play here. We've got really deep tropical moisture coming in from the Gulf of Mexico, and I mean the moisture is thick not only where we are, it's humid outside, but all the way up through the atmosphere. And when you get that, these storms become really efficient rain producers. And then these storms are training, meaning they're moving over the same area. And seeing some of the pictures out of Dallas, it's not a good situation.
It's scary. It is definitely scary.
Yeah, we were talking about water rescues.
Yes.
And obviously a bunch of roads and highways being closed there as officials try and get a little bit of control of the situation there. So yeah, be safe.
Downtown Dallas is one of the hardest places to hit.
Yeah, I keep seeing that on social media.
Yep.
I was looking at the forecast there. Saturday, pretty good weather.
It looks a little better. It'll be drying out some,
Well, maybe people out there will be joining us for the Pigskin Classic. Justin,
I hope so.
Are you planning to be there?
I will be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is I want to get the entire stadium to sing Happy Birthday.
No.
I love that idea.
No.
Why not?
In a timeout, we're gonna do
I'll
it.
be
Let's do it.
leaving.
He'll run.
No, it is not about me. It's about all those good high school teams that are going to be there.
Yes, but it's also your birthday, so maybe.
I'm old.
It's gonna happen.
Just
okay.
is
You
what
shouldn't
it
have
is.
told
We're gonna
him.
make
We
it
should have
happen.
just planned it.
I just want to embarrass him more since he does not
No,
like talking about his birthday.
But you'll be there.
I'll be there.
We'll be there too. We'll be there all day, so there's still time to buy your tickets
Yep.
for the KSAT.
Yeah,
Classic.
the insider party is going to be taking place at the Alamo Dome. It's a suite, but it's also their press box, so it's a much larger area.
It'll be
So
fun.
yeah, it's going to be really cool setup for everyone out there, all of our insiders, and of course all the fans. And as Justin mentioned, 3 action-packed games. I can't wait. All of them are going to be like really, really competitive, really good stuff.
You're a big football fan.
I am. I'm excited.
Do you are you going for a team or are you just staying neutral?
No. I just like the feel of high school football. And Alamo Dome, it feels like a big deal, and it is.
It is.
I mean, these are the best teams.
Yeah, the families are excited. We are too. We'll be there.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. So as Alicia mentioned, make sure to go to our website and get those insider tickets if you can, or just if you want to go check out the games. They're also $15 to just go see those 3 amazing games. That Saturday, though, tomorrow, we have a pretty cool story that we're going to be talking about. This is really neat. This is on a unique local barbershop.
Prospect Parlor is getting lots of attention because it's run by all female barbers and tattoo artists.
All right, so we talked to the owner about her experience breaking through the struggles of this male-dominated industry.
She also shares how the shop has become a safe space for everyone. So you can join us tomorrow at 11 a.m. for that story. It'll be great.
Yeah, Alyssa and I and one of our photojournalists, Adam, went out there last week
awesome.
to go put this story together. And these are just amazing women. And they have this amazing story of how they decided to combine the tattoo and the barber shop. I was ready to get some ink out there.
I was gonna say, are you? Well, or get the,
or clean up, maybe. Yeah, no, but they were pretty booked, so I couldn't get in the chair. But no, they said, yeah, anytime, anyone's welcome. That's what's really cool about this whole thing. So we'll talk more about it tomorrow.
Sweet. Well, thank you guys for tuning in this Monday morning. We will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Be safe.